showtime.
BS and Beer Media in association with STWF TV, the podcasting network. We present to you the Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast.
What's up, everybody? I am your host, Dale. Today, I got Tim and we got Kyle. What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys? Nice to hear y'all again. See you guys.
Yep. It's after Christmas, so maybe you guys are still off. Maybe you're going back to work. You know, it's kind of interesting to see the differences in people because, you know, those people who are off of work, they're like, you know, I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. You know, they're just getting it in. You know, talk about meeting up and stuff, and they're like, oh, let's meet up at like 4:00 tomorrow. Like, 4:00? What? So yeah, man. So we got another week in these playoffs or championship games. Possibly for some people. We'll get to that and a lot more coming up on the show this week. So let's start off like we always do with our drinks. Tim, what you got?
Oh, I got a special one. I've been saving this one. All right, you ready? Highly recommended. I should have said this like weeks ago. But let's see here. Shiner Holiday Cheer. Shiner Box. Holiday Cheer. All right.
Okay.
Peaches and pecans, baby. Peaches and pecans in there. Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, try it out.
Sounds interesting. Okay. Is this your first time with this one or?
Oh no, I don't. I've known her for a while. It was a first time go at the, but like, it was first time go. Yeah, I tried it this season a couple of weeks ago when I first tried it. So, yeah,
Okay.
It was delicious.
All right.
She got the invite back.
Gotcha. All right, Kyle, what you got?
I'm still drinking on my Christmas present. I
All
bought
right.
this for myself last week. Last time I had Sprite, and today I have some ginger ale. Whipped it up, and it looks pretty. It's a very pretty color. It's not pink, but it does the job, Dale.
There we go.
There you
There we go.
All right.
All right. Well, today I've got a new drink. It was presented to me by a friend of mine,
Yeah.
So, courtesy of Tim, we've got Bird Dog whiskey.
Yay!
Right.
Candy cane.
Yeah,
Have you had it yet?
No. I just cracked it open for the show. So this is it, man.
All right.
And
It's smooth. It's real smooth.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. It's real smooth.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that
This is dangerous.
that aftertaste is candy cane. Yeah.
It's smooth, man. For real. This is good stuff, Tim.
Yeah, smooth
Good
like
stuff.
You're right.
Oh, okay. This is me appreciating Tim. Okay. Tim is a great guy. I love Tim. Okay. Now, as we get further into the show, you understand the name of the show and the reason why it's called Frenemies. Okay. All right.
Because you just might randomly get a guy dropping by saying, "Hey, here's some whiskey, buddy."
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. We got our drinks out the way. Let's talk some news and some injuries like we always do. So we got to get us to the side here. Let's move to the side, guys. Okay. We got CJ Stroud. He logged a full practice on Wednesday. We have Pacheco, Isaiah Pacheco. He missed practice on Wednesday as well. Cortland Sutton is in concussion protocol, as well as Michael Pittman Jr. He still is in the protocol, so it's been a while, and that really hurt some fantasy owners out there I know of.
Mhm.
Trevor Lawrence misses practice on Wednesday, and his status is in doubt here. So, maybe another backup quarterback situation to look forward to in Jacksonville. Jamar Chase did take part in practice, walkthrough kind of, but he is not full go. A fantasy doc I saw online said he would expect him to miss this upcoming week as well, but keep an eye out for him. I don't know about risking a championship on with Chase coming back with the backup quarterback. So
Yeah.
Keenan Allen misses practice again. Same situation with him too.
Mm-hmm.
And Amari Cooper is listed as questionable because he's always listed as questionable because he's always questionable every day. When he's gonna play, and sometimes he's gonna be great.
Ugh.
Sometimes he's gonna be okay, and sometimes he's gonna be nothing because that's Amari Cooper. But if you had him last week, good God.
Dude, what, Dale, wasn't he on your bench last week?
Okay. So that part of the show where I said that you will understand why I hate him has now come so quickly. See, it doesn't take very long. Okay.
I purposely sent out a
Tim knows exactly what he's talking about, and talking about somebody being on my bench.
So who was he benched for? Let's hear it.
So he had Amari Cooper on his bench last week.
And who was starting for you, Dale?
All right, who was starting for you, Dale? Tell us who was starting for you.
No, we got to hear it. I mean, could be reasonable. Like you could start Devontae Adams thinking he's going to do better than
He's just making fun of my eliminated team, man. That's what he's doing.
I'm just giving. You don't have a game to play. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, making fun of my eliminated team.
I sent out to the group chat, and everybody's like, "Oh man, Dale, bad decision." Yada yada yada. And he's not even in the game.
Yeah. So, yep, that's Tim. There you go. So out for this week, Ramondre Stevenson again, on IR, and TJ Hawkinson now be putting on IR. He's got a ACL injury, and
they're talking about him not coming back till late next season.
Yeah, because it's so late in the season that you suffered this ACL injury, so that's going to affect you going into next season. Yep.
They were saying, well, the reports I was hearing, they said it's ACL and an MCL, and then they had to wait weeks for it swelling to go down before they can even start
surgery. Yeah. Yep. Makes sense.
Ugly.
Makes sense. It sucks for TJ Hawkinson owners, but he's still young. He can bounce back for sure. It's gonna take a while. It's just gonna be one of those years, redshirt year for him, and got to put him on a bench. Hold on.
IR spots. That's what IR spots are for.
That's right.
If you're in a dynasty league and you don't have IR spots, you should vote for them this offseason. Typically, we have 2 per team, and it does count towards your roster overall. But as far as keepers go, but not towards your in-season roster, if that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, highly recommend.
Absolutely. And we also have guys coming back. That's right. Coming back from injury this past week, we had Jonathan Taylor. He came back. He had 18 carries, some 43 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 target. So not great, but he got your touchdown. And if you started him out, I bet you're pleased with it. So
yeah,
there you go, rewarding those people who held on to him. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've got there. Let's talk some defense here, Kyle. And let's get this thing going.
Bow. Bow. I want winners. I want people that want to win.
Kyle's killer defense.
Bow.
All right, Kyle. Last week, we talked about Denver and Green Bay, and Denver got you 6 points in standard, and Green Bay got you 0. So,
wow.
How are we going to fix this thing, Kyle?
Yeah, I don't know. Bryce Young, I feel like that was his come out game last week. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I was watching Red Zone, so I kind of saw some of it, but yeah, Green Bay did nothing. 2 sacks, no turnovers, wild stuff, man. This week I really feel like one of the most underrated defenses in the league, even though they did terrible last week, Indianapolis. They're so under the radar.
Interesting.
Last week was terrible. They played Atlanta. Somehow they had a negative 3-point performance. It was awful. You look at their game log, though, the 6 weeks before that, they averaged 15 points a game. In that stretch, they have 8 interceptions, 3 fumbles, 25 sacks, and they scored 4 touchdowns. So it's they were balling out. All of a sudden, they hit Atlanta, of all teams. And, thanks for that. Thank you so much for the one team that you fall short on, being the Falcons. But, yeah, man, I'm looking for them to bounce back. I feel like the 6 weeks before last week were kind of the team that they are, and they just came out. They had a flat week. It happens, it is what it is. They're going to move on. They're going to bounce back. So I like them. They're playing the Raiders. So I really feel like, they did just beat the Chiefs. I saw the Raiders. We all watched it on Christmas Day. But still, Aiden O'Connell didn't even complete a pass in the second or fourth.
Yeah, I didn't watch that on Christmas Day now.
Yeah.
Turn the mess off.
So they were able to run the ball, which kind of scares you, but at the same time, seeing what we've seen from them, averaging 15 points a game the 6 weeks before last week, that kind of feels like that's more of the team that they are. So let's go with Indianapolis. The other one, I'm sticking AFC South, man. Let's go Houston Texans. It's another divisional game. It's another one of those where, you play one team from your division one week, you play somebody else, and then you play that same team again. They got the Titans again, the second time in 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago, they allowed 10 points. They had an interception, and they came up with 7 sacks. So they had a baller week. Last time they were at Tennessee. This time Tennessee's going to Houston. I'm thinking Houston, man. Houston might be the pick this week. So let's stay AFC South. Let's go Indy and let's go Houston.
Okay. AFC South is the play this week for Kyle on defense. Usually Kyle is hitting, so maybe he's due for a bounce back. How about that?
Yeah. Oh my God, I need it. I got one Super Bowl and I got one semifinal left. So let's make something happen, fellas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Love it.
Okay. Appreciate that, Kyle. Now let's talk to Tim and see what he's got this week.
It's time for Timmy's Tips.
Perhaps play a little game called Just the Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it tastes.
All right, Tim, what you got this week, man?
Man, this week we got the Week 17 waiver wire pickup. This is an important week. All right. So I decided
Okay.
to actually focus on fantasy football instead of just DFS. Some of us in the championships are still playing, you know, and I want to cater to some of them people, right? Maybe you can do the same tactics I do, which Dale probably going to complain about, but I don't care. But I went through and picked up all the best players this morning. So my competition can't get whatever players he needs. If I found a player that was in the free agency pool, it was ranked higher than any of his starting players. I assume we're going to start. I picked him up
For the week, you mean?
for week 17. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. And so that way he couldn't dig in and grab some ammunition to use against me. Right. But here's my pickups for the week. All right. We got first we got running backs. All right. Boom. Look at that fancy slide right there. Yeah. Yeah. We got
I like
you like it?
it.
That's a fancy cutout job you did there too, Dale. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's number one. For running back position, and Justice Hill, Khalil Herbert, Chris Rodriguez. By the way, that's a name I've perked up on my radar because I'm looking to snag up whoever might be leaving. If Gibson leaves, Antonio Gibson leaves out of Washington.
Yeah.
Zamir White, Roshan Johnson, Jordan Mason, and Kenneth Gainwell. It's my pickups in order for the week. What which one you like the best, Kyle? Which one's your favorite on this list here?
Honestly, just like first one that pops out to me is Zamir White and what he's done the last 2 weeks. Touchdowns in both games. The Raiders, they're able to run the ball. At Indy, I was just talking about how Indy, they play good defense. Denver, so. I feel like that one kind of pops out to me. Maybe its matchups aren't the best, but that's kind of where I'm looking right away.
Yeah. Which one you like, Dale? What's your favorite on the list?
Well, especially for Dynasty, Zamir White for sure. But other than him, probably Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I still think he's a good back. No, he's not a bell cow. He's going to be a contributor, and I think he can be a guy that can come in and be like Pollard was last season. Put it that way.
Oh
yeah. Well, I agree with you on Clyde. He's not the guy we thought he was going to be, and this is the time that we need to pick up people who are useful for the week, just a week. Yeah. And sometimes you got those in your life. 1 week rental.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey Tim, which Chicago running back? I watched some of that game on Red Zone. And I was thinking, I know Herbert got the touchdown, but Roshan Johnson kind of looked like it seemed like he's just the more versatile back to me.
Yeah,
just from the eyeball test.
Let me tell you that's a mess, Kyle.
Yeah.
Because I've got all of them. I've got Khalil Herbert. I've got Roshan Johnson, and I've got Dante Foreman. Okay,
he's got all of Chicago.
It's a mess because they got a running back playing quarterback. That's why it's a mess, man.
Yeah,
it's a complete mess. I got him too. So,
well, I'll say that Herbert's higher on the list because he's probably going to edge out in carries a little bit. He was going to get a little bit more goal line work, but they're both generically roughly the same, and then also whichever one's the hot hand for the day. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be irrelevant because I think they're going to have a new coach, and
next year
you have to figure out what this another guy next. So
yeah, because last year it was looking like Khalil Herbert was the heir apparent by far.
Right,
he looked good, and then all of a sudden this year I don't even know we drafted Roshan Johnson, and here we are. So
don't have a clue.
All right. Moving on to the wide receiver group.
Okay.
Oh, I got this perennial name that I thought was going to be a perennial name. Demarcus Robinson, number one for the
Mhm.
14% owned. All right, he's going against the Giants this coming week. All right.
Mhm.
New England, Demario Douglas, 32% at Buffalo. We got Minnesota, KJ Osborne, 24% against those cheeseheads. Arizona, Greg Dortch,
Mhm.
something 12% at Philly. You know this guy, right? New Orleans, Rashid.
Yep. 45-yard touchdown last week.
Right.
That's right. 38% at Tampa Bay. The Giants, Wandale Robinson, 20% at the Rams. And Devontae Parker, New England, 10% at Buffalo again. So these are our pickups for the week. And I really hope you get Demarcus Robinson. He looks like pretty good set going on moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, look, if Shaheed is still free in your league, like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming he's not going to be free in most of the leagues that are listening to us because it's the Saints podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Being real,
Mhm.
we have a distinctive advantage playing in Arkansas because we ain't got no teams in Arkansas. So all the people's fan bases are mixed way more,
Mhm.
and so plus like a generic person doesn't even know anybody off of any team. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
so Kyle, which one you like? What's your number one favorite here outside of Shaheed? Don't give us New Orleans again, please.
I liked what I saw from KJ Osborne last week.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like once Jettis came back, when you have and Nick Mullins, man, what in the world? 400 yards. I know it was Detroit and
Yeah.
everything, and their defense is shoddy. But that Vikings offense just came out, just firing all cylinders. He threw like what 4 interceptions, but he's
Mm-hmm.
out there slinging it like a Brett Favre type deal. So
Watson.
that kind of caught my eye. Dortch is definitely kind of sneaky good if they don't have Hollywood Brown, which it's looking like they might not have Hollywood Brown. And then obviously Demarcus Robinson, that's a sneaky good pick too. I like that one.
Yeah. Well, I picked up Mullins this week too to stop my competitor from having him. He's got Cincinnati's backup. What's his name? Jake.
Yeah.
Brownie.
Browning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jake Browning.
Mhm.
So awesome. Tight ends. Here we go. Tight ends are next. So now we got Baltimore's Isaiah Likely, 67%. That's highly owned. I typically don't go over, but there's a lot of people that Hawk is hurt now, and so maybe put them on this list. Maybe they're free. These Darren Waller next. New York Giants, Darren Waller against the Rams. I like this one. The Green Bay's Tucker Kraft again, 26% against Minnesota, and the Chargers. What?
He's been picking it up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been doing well. And he's just coming back. I think he came back last week from injury, but he's still looking good. You got the Chargers, Gerald Everett, 46% at Denver. Tennessee's, I don't even say that name. So,
That guy.
Yeah.
Okongo or something like that.
Yeah,
Okonkwo.
Chigo Okonkwo, 30% owned at Houston. New England's Mike Gesicki, which I loved this guy before he left the Dolphins.
This is a dude who's the poster child of you need to pick the right team to go to when you're in free agency.
Yeah.
Don't go to New England, man. The hell is wrong with you?
They saw Gronk in the past, him and Hunter Henry both.
Mm-hmm.
They saw the old Gronk and they're like, yeah, they knew what to do with Gronk. I'm going to go there. And no, dude, no, they ain't got it no more.
They don't have the offense. They have nothing going on offense.
Yeah. But Arizona, Elijah Higgins, that's just that kind of desperate play right there for some extra downs behind Trey McBride.
Yeah.
But some of us are lucky enough to own Trey McBride after Hawkinson got hurt, right, Dale?
I mean, yeah, Kyler Murray does love his tight ends though. And I saw Higgins with at least a couple catches last week. So he's on the field. He's if you're in a PPR format, it's worth a shot if you're desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're going down this list right here, you don't need that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going past New England's tight end.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
Telling you.
All right, we got our streaming quarterbacks for the week.
Okay. Oh, the first one right here disqualifies the list.
The whole list is over. The number one, we got Derek Carr. All right. Well, most of our leagues aren't going to have Carr. They're going to have Carr free, but generically he's 38% rostered going to Tampa Bay, and then Baker. I hate to tell you to play Baker being a Saints podcast, but I mean,
no, he's getting started across all kinds of league this week, man.
Yeah.
People are loading up some Baker straight up.
Yeah, he's quit with the commercials and he's focused on football, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
He was probably dropped from those commercials, but that's all.
So we got Baker Mayfield, 62% going to New Orleans. And by the way, I'm not sounding off the second matchup because that's week 18, and you should be done with fantasy at week 18. So yeah. But Cleveland, Joe Flacco, man. Oh my gosh.
Bro.
It's
crazy.
The Browns fans, they're already lighting it up saying to bench Watson next season, play Flacco.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's coming in with the same system, right? You think they just changed the whole system for one dude?
Exactly. This man's coming in executing offense, man.
But we're really gonna see about the Flacco thing for next week. It's a revenge game for him, right? Kinda, because when Rodgers got hurt, he reached out to the Jets.
Yeah.
When Rodgers got hurt, he reached out to the Jets trying to play for the Jets. And remember, they had some veterans that they were looking at after Rodgers got hurt, and they decided to go.
Yeah, well, he was on the team. I want to say the previous year, so he should be familiar with the system and stuff. And
I mean, he's been on the Jets before. He was a Jet,
right?
Like Jesus,
but he probably wasn't going to look like he was looking now. Just different systems.
I guess we'll never know.
That's also, I think we talked about it previously a couple of weeks ago on a phone call, Dale. But it was mentioned that whenever a defensive head coach has a quarterback go down, the backup quarterback has a harder time with the offense because it's a defensive head coach. But a offensive head coach, typically the quarterback has a much easier time understanding and using the offense.
Yep.
So I do agree with your statement. Flacco would probably not look as good on the Jets, but Rodgers might not look as good on the Jets either.
True. Is it true too? Well, we don't know how he looked.
We ain't seen that yet. So, and I picked up Nick Mullins. This is the next one on the list. Is Minnesota's Nick Mullins at 15% going against Green Bay. I picked him up just because I'm not going to have that shit go off on me in the championship week against my team. Right? That guy can go off on my bench. I got Mahomes. So, yeah. And then we got Pittsburgh, Mason Rudolph, 2% owned at Seattle. New York Giants, Tommy DeVito, our man.
Yeah, I think he got benched. So they put Tyrod back in. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought he got hurt. I wasn't really watching that one. I was thinking he got hurt, but I didn't know it was just a straight benching. Like,
okay, well, it's one of the two. I heard Tyrod getting back in. That's really
I just didn't see Tyrod.
I like to call Dale out when he's wrong. So give me 5 seconds.
So, Tim, you're saying there's no chance they're going to start Nick Mullins over Pat Mahomes? No.
No. I got that in case there's like some practice injury that happens. You know what I'm saying? I need a backup quarterback, right? So I mean, it's only fair that I have a backup quarterback on my roster, and that's I got the two. I got Mahomes and this two. So, yeah,
cool.
Yeah. That last is team defense. Ooh, we got your favorite team right there, Dale. Who's that? Who's your favorite team, buddy?
Fan, right? I'm not a Bears fan.
Dude, you just admitted to owning all the fucking Bears offense, dude.
I admit that I did say that.
you own Justin. I'm gonna buy you a Bears jersey. All right, with my, if I win this year, I'm gonna buy you a Bears jersey, Dale. All right. All right, and it'll be pink, and you can wear it to all the fantasy football meetings, like our agreed upon decision. Because every time I win, Dale has to wear the pink shirt.
Well, Dale does it. He didn't have to do it.
You don't have to, but you're a great sport. You're a great
That's
sport.
right. That's right.
You are.
I didn't lose a bet or anything. Okay.
It's funny though. It's great. If I win again, I do want to reenact that picture, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll post it on the show. Don't worry, guys. All right, because somebody made the championship this week. I wonder who it is. Still hasn't gotten there yet. But we got the Rams at 20%. 20% owned at Denver. We got Jacksonville Jaguars 41% at Carolina Packers, 66% at Minnesota, Texans 39% at Tennessee, and the Broncos 83% at the Chargers. Did you guys hear about some Russell Wilson news being set?
Yes, I should have brought that up. Yes, Russell Wilson being set and going to be released in March, according to the rumors. But
wow.
Yeah.
So I was heard. The last news I got was that they set him because they don't want him to get injured. If he carries an injury designation in March, then they owe him another $37 million.
Right, because everything is going to be guaranteed if he can't pass a physical or something in March. So yeah.
Yeah. So we're taking that dude in styrofoam everywhere he goes.
Yes.
We're calling Jake from State Farm, and we're going to insure that shit.
Yep. Pay him to stay home. That's what you do.
Yeah. There you are.
Get hurt away from the facility. Hey, not a football injury. Hook.
Worked out. All right. It was a long segment for me, and but I felt like it was week 17, and people need to hear it.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Absolutely.
Good stuff there, Tim. Okay. We talked defense. We talked about Tim's stuff. It is time for us to talk about our featured athlete. How about that? Amari Cooper. If you played against Amari Cooper like I did, you're probably not still alive. So,
what league did you play against him?
I'm sorry, it's coming up. It's coming up.
All right.
Okay, this is the STWF league.
Yeah.
And you can see that we went down 178 to 161.
Yeah, I mean, we fought hard, man. It's rough, man. Right off the bat, he had Puka on Thursday, and then he had Pickens on Saturday. So I'm starting off, and I'm like, and Kyron Williams, who got you another 16. So they were projected 50 points, and he's got like 90 to start the matchup.
Yeah,
and then we came back. We did, fought valiantly.
Made more than our projected points there. So I'll see it. Okay.
Yeah. You did good, Carl.
Happens like that sometimes. Okay, and this is the Little Rock Dynasty League. We can see Tim beat Aaron in the semis, and he's matching up against Fred here.
A number 7 seed? Oh my God. Just give me the trophy already.
Right.
Yeah. Where's the number 1 seed at, Dale? There it is. I see it.
Yeah. I lost early on, so I mean,
but no. Like you were talking about, you brought up. I've been itching about this shit all week. This is really mad about something. All right, because like 3 weeks ago, you said you're like, oh, Tim's always talking about winning, but he don't ever win. and he's actually not winning that much. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm not winning that much. Okay. I sat there and took it. And I waited until now. Right now.
Mhm.
All right. Because I didn't win the league. I didn't win the in-season championship trophy for the tournament. LeBron James.
Nice.
You gotta you gotta put that up in your bracket winning section or something, Dale. Oh, I got number one. I got number one that season. And then they took it from me.
Okay, well that part would get to me if I wasn't the one saying the regular season didn't matter, and I hated you for this setup, because the regular season didn't matter.
What setup? This setup?
Yes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
eight teams in the playoff setup.
Oh,
So,
yeah. You did
yeah.
say that too. Regular
Yeah.
season don't matter.
And it proved to be true.
You got beat by the 8 seed, man.
I did. I got beat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have had to buy, and then you would have played me, and then I'd have beat you then. That would have been sweeter.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, how many teams are in this league? Is this 14?
12.
So
yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm one of those people. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that. 8 people.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank
So,
you, Kyle.
This is because Dale said it can't happen. All right. But we found out because it's 12 teams, and then we were doing the up top 6 go to the playoffs, the bottom 6 go to the losers bracket, and they play for the number 1 seed, right? But year after year, the number 7 seed kept winning the number 1 pick. Year after year. And so I wanted to get less people in the losers bracket. I wanted 4 in the losers bracket, the bottom 4, because those four teams typically are kind of like always fighting to get out of that section, and trying to promote, good behavior and them, doing this stuff. Well, Dale said that we can't do. All we can do is the top 8. We couldn't have like 2 dead teams not going to the winners bracket, but also not going to the losers bracket.
You could have done 7, couldn't you? And have 1 team get a bye.
That part I'm not sure of.
Earned it,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think you can, but you have to look at the setups and the settings and stuff.
You give the 1 seed and then the very last seed both get a bye week.
Right.
And so 8 seeds, since they're the top seed in the consolation bracket, they got to play.
Well, I think that
that's how we had it in BS and Beer Dynasty. We had the top team. We had 8 and 9 or 9 and 10 have bye weeks in the consolation bracket. And y'all were saying we should have had 13, 14.
Yeah, we should have flipped it.
I strongly feel like you need to make it harder on the the teams that just missed out.
Yeah, and that to give everybody we should have seeded the losers bracket differently to go for the number 1 overall pick, to where the better teams had to work harder to go get the number 1 pick. The weaker teams, the 11th and 12th seeded in that league, 13th and 14th seeded teams should have the bye week so that they have a easier chance to gain the number 1 pick. That's our goal, is to keep people active throughout the playoffs and not just drop players or make bad decisions permanently for a short-term goal. And so yeah, you're right. But I envisioned having 2 dead teams, but Dale said it couldn't happen. So
yeah, I don't want the dead teams. I want everybody to set the lineup every week. And I mean, the way it is now, last week I had no reason to set a lineup, so that sucked. And I don't like that. So,
well, I mean, you'd have that if this is the playoffs now, though. You'd have had that if you lost first round, no matter what.
No.
What do you mean?
You mean there should be a winner's consolation bracket too?
No, that's not what I meant. Usually when you lose, you end up playing for the 3rd seed. But, I mean, it's going to happen in the semis now. And I mean that's cool,
Yeah,
now. So yeah.
Well, no matter what, you would. I mean, if it had been week 16, if you lost there, you're still. Well, no, you're not. Okay.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, look, it worked out the way it worked out. So
It-
we'll get to vote on that again next year. Hopefully, people will
Yeah.
side with me instead of you.
Well, honestly, it's about giving the lower teams the number one pick overall, rather than some medium teams that barely missed the playoffs. That was our goal in the long run.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get you.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
then again, like those teams were like, fighting all season. They almost made playoffs. They were a good team, and they, I can see that being like, kind of rewarded for that. So I guess I
Yeah.
kind of see it both ways.
What I'm just trying to, because there's some people in the league that are kind of perennial in the bottom two perennially, and they're bringing up crazy off the wall suggestions to try to like kind of, they want to just like reset the whole league, like us just like throw everybody back in and redraft again. And they were like throwing out these ideas and stuff, and so instead of, I was trying to find a leeway in the middle, something to kind of help fix their situation.
I'm with
And
you.
so anyway, this is the dynasty stuff, man. This is what's cool. I hope everybody here is listening, because like this is the cool stuff that dynasty leagues talk about, rather than just year to year redraft. Everybody throw all their people back in the pot and we draft brand new next year.
Yeah.
It's
Strategy.
pretty sweet. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Okay, and the BS and Beer Dynasty League. We saw Aaron get knocked out by Gason with Taysom, and I got knocked out by Amari Cooper and Ronnie.
Ronnie, her name is Multiple Scoregasms.
Yes.
And we could not have polar opposite names right here other than Gason for Taysom and Multiple Scoregasms. All right. One is clearly gay, the other one's straight. What they call it, super straight.
But hey, at least it's not Ronnie and Aaron in the championship. So that would have been terrible. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this is the BS and Beer Redraft League, where I moved on along with Nate the Great, and we are meeting up in the championship. I have no idea if this is 2 weeks or not. So,
Yep. No, last 2 weeks. So you're gonna be coaching week 18, man.
okay.
Oh,
Good.
You got to do it
job,
for us,
intern.
Dale. You got to
Good
do it,
job,
man.
intern.
a 2-week championship.
Yep.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Is that real?
2 week semis and
decided
2 week championships. Yeah.
So,
Who decided that?
the intern did.
Oh, that's because we had like 8 people in that league as a whole.
He took 5 minutes to set this thing up. And this is what we got. So there we go.
I love it.
Okay. So
Pick them.
now we've got that out the way. Let's look at some best bets from the week here, Kyle. We talked last week about this bet. This was the New Orleans versus Rams game. We had Derek Carr. You had New Orleans money line, Derek Carr over 235, Derek Carr over 1.5 passing yards, AK 52 yards, 52.5 yards rushing, AK a touchdown, and New Orleans over 23.5. This did not come through.
No.
So let's talk about our best bet for this week, Kyle.
Yeah. Last week was just brutal, man.
Yes.
I mean, we had Craig on the show, so we're like, we're like all Saints, like not just us three. We had an extra diehard Saints fan on the show.
Drinking that black and gold Kool-Aid.
Oh man.
Yep.
Derek Carr actually, was the only part of our bet that hit. So, and Craig loves Derek Carr. He supports him. I don't. I think he's stupid and I hate him. But so there you go.
Yes.
AK seriously let us down. And Jesus.
Yes. Also, for sure. Okay, so this week we're looking at the Jets versus Cleveland Browns. And you were taking Cleveland money line.
Yeah, it was 7.5 points. That was like, I'm like, okay, that seems like if it was just like 6-5, whatever,
Mhm.
I can see him winning by a touchdown, but 7.5,
Yeah.
that was too much, too risky.
Okay, and this is total under 34.5.
Okay, this one's a little biased, I'll give you. And this is why I guess it's so high that under 34.5. I have a Super Bowl that I'm playing in and I'm starting Cleveland's defense,
Okay.
which sounds great, but
Mhm.
34.5 is so low. Like, we're looking at like 21-10 final type stuff, which would work perfectly, but
Yeah. And Njoku over 48.5 receiving yards and an anytime touchdown.
what do you guys think? Yay or nay?
The anytime touchdown could be touchy because he's had a touchdown with the last 3 games, something like
I
that.
think the yardage is the hardest part.
Okay.
I think they're gonna definitely get him a score. I just like the yardage. That always scares me. 48.5 for a tight end. He just seems like more of a red zone threat than anything. We already know how they push it down the field. They just throw it to Amari Cooper. So
Yep. This Jerome Ford anytime touchdown. That might be sketchy too.
Yep.
Mm.
It's all sketchy. All of this is sketchy. That's why it's so high. I just feel like
Yeah.
all of this together. If you want to just take some pieces out of this and just kind of like do 3 or 4 of them, because that's just such a high total.
Yeah.
That under 34.5 is definitely why it's $10 to win 560, which is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of money, but.
Okay, and you also betting Cleveland over 19.5.
I mean, that 20 points.
Yeah.
20 points against the Jets. They're a good defense, but we know Cleveland with Flacco is a whole different team. Are you liking any of this, Dale, or do you just hate every single one of it?
Don't worry, he does that to everybody.
No, because
he does
we've
that.
had some where like that original one, the first one we made was right before Thanksgiving, and we had we went down the line, and he's like, okay, and then we got to Tyler Lockett over 50.5 receiving yards, and I see his face, and he goes, "Oh no!" And lo and behold, we come to our next show, and the one out of those 6 that didn't hit was Tyler Lockett. Didn't hit that 51 yards, so.
Tim hates admitting when I'm right, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like it when he's right, Kyle. All right, I don't really like it when he's right. So,
I mean,
I try to prove
it's
him
hard
wrong.
to hit 6 of them, man. Like
Yeah.
usually, like I'm just doing like I'll pick the spread, I'll pick an anytime touchdown and then a receiving over for who I like that game. I like David Njoku this game, so I took his over the yards, and I'm going to take him anytime touchdown. I mean, you could just roll with like a Cleveland money line, roll with Njoku over 48.5 and a touchdown. That could be like one singular bet,
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with a lot of this right here, to be honest with you. But I'm going to ask you one question. All right, one question. All right. So, how many points do you think the Jets going to score?
I honest to God think they're going to score 10 or less. I think
10 or less.
if I was going to take them like an under, I would say 13.5. I would give them 13 points.
Who's the starter at quarterback this week for the Jets?
I have no idea. Who knows?
That one dude?
Yeah, him. That dude.
That guy.
Dude. It's Zach Wilson, Trevor Siemian, or Tim Boyle. I think it's probably Siemian. He started last week. I don't know.
Yeah, Siemian. It's Siemian.
Yeah. So I also think I always ask this question. Cleveland's defense is probably way better than the Jets' offense.
Yes.
I believe that. And so, if you believe that the Jets are going to score 10 points, then I'm cool with this. All right. I'm cool with this under 34.5 and Cleveland over 19.5. Because I do think Cleveland's going to score about 20 points, personally.
Yeah.
They might score 3 touchdowns. And if they score 3,
I probably would have looked to see what what they had for dang on it. What's his name?
You can't do that.
Amari
you can't,
Cooper. Amari Cooper.
Oh,
Amari Cooper. See his yardage and probably take his over.
I mean,
Oh,
he's
no.
he's banged up. I know he's questionable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. His stuff got to be good.
Dale's like, I said him last week, but you should definitely bet on him.
But don't you feel like he's got Sauce Gardner draped all over him? Doesn't he?
You're right. Good point. Kyle.
Oh,
I just
point,
feel like
Kyle.
that's
Sure.
probably like the wrench that gets it to him.
Honestly, too, if he's on Cooper a lot and he's drowning Cooper, then this Njoku anytime touchdown and Ford anytime touchdown, those are pretty money.
So DraftKings has 57.5 for Amari Cooper.
Yes,
You
I
need
was just about to say that too.
58 yards for an over.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't know.
I like it.
I feel like
I mean, you got a great point about Sauce Gardner. However, Flacco ain't throwing it to nobody else besides Njoku and Cooper.
Yeah. And he's betting that it's going to be Njoku. Why you got,
And he's also throwing the ball at a crazy clip per game.
What was it, like 48 or 45, something like that? The last 3 games?
Let me go find that.
Yeah. I mean, Elijah Moore is on the radar. I know, his over is like 32.5. And that's really like one or two, like maybe 2 catches. He could probably have one big play. The way Flacco slings it, Elijah Moore, busted coverage. That's he's covering that on one reception.
I'm curious if the Jets rush defense is going to be like long enough for Flacco to make his third check down, because he's probably going to go Cooper number 1 and Njoku number 2, and then Elijah Wood number 3 is what I'm assuming.
I think the one reason the Browns have still produced and still have been able to win with all kinds of different quarterbacks. They've won with Watson. They've won with Thompson Green. They've won with PJ Walker. They've won with Flacco. It's their offensive line, man.
Yeah.
Which just makes no sense that Watson played so poorly and how he couldn't have the numbers that Flacco has.
Yep.
The offensive line is
every game Flacco played, he had at least 42 attempts. Passing.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yes. So they're not even trying to run the ball anymore.
You got the rest. Yeah, they can't run the ball anyway. They got Chubb and then Ford. Yeah. I mean, they had Chubb broken, but Ford, But how many? What's their average pass play? Like 6 yards.
Like the target, the depth of target.
Well, depth of target, but also what's their average average yards per pass play? Depth of target's cool too. We'll take that.
I mean, he's throwing bombs to Amari Cooper for 75 yards.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how many more times we could say Amari Cooper on here just to piss off Dale a little extra because he didn't play last week.
It's not pissing me off at all.
Oh, it is. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna say it.
Oh, let's see. I can't find the damn set.
That's cool. That's cool. Dale, I want to throw something out there. I know we're doing the bets right now, but you realize in the Little Rock League that we've been around 7 years and I've been in 6 championship games.
That is wild.
And this is why I say stop helping Tim. Like this is why. So
I love it. I love it.
There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
Hey, who gave me ETN? Dale?
Yeah, what's he doing now? Nothing.
Travis Etienne?
Yes.
He's doing nothing.
Yes.
He's definitely taking a step back. Way back.
He's got so many people on his team, he doesn't have to pay attention to it. He just puts in the next option.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Let's pick some games.
And now let's look at this week's matchups.
right. I am hearing the echo, and apparently it's my son watching the freaking podcast here. So,
Dude, way to go, Breeze. Next time I'll drop him a bottle of Bird Dog off too.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just kidding. That's a joke, everybody. The cops come out here and get me.
I appreciate my son Breeze watch his dad podcasts. So let's talk about this pick'em. We've got some big shaking ups to do in this pick'em. Rob 22278 has taken the number one spot, followed by Jammer and Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow then kind of dipped a little bit. What up, Mr. Chow? Kyle's up next. And let's see, number 6, we got my guy, the Queefers. And followed by B Train and Dave. Keep on dropping, Dave. That's what you do.
Oh.
And for some reason, Tim.
Whoa.
Ahead of me
Whoa.
One here. What the hell did happen?
What's going on?
What is going on?
Dude, man, you know, I'm seriously picking these like a woman picks a horse at the horse races.
Mm-hmm.
Just going down. I'm making a design as I'm picking my teams. I'm going down. So
pick against me this year, y'all. I'm telling you, you win some money.
I'm not sure why Dale was talking to you and questioning you so much on your bets, Kyle, because look at this right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You got a point. I can't argue that. I can't argue that right now. So, all right, let's start off with Detroit at Dallas. Dallas is a 6-point favorite. The total is 53.5. Let's start off with the Detroit side, Kyle. Jared Goff, QB 12. He completed 30 passes, 257 yards, 1 touchdown. He is mostly steady, behind center as of late, recording at least 200 passing yards, 1 touchdown in 7 of his last 8 games. So pretty consistent there. We've got Gibbs as the running back 4. This guy was gifted to Tim in the draft this year.
I had the 4th overall pick.
Right. Gifted
to
Tim.
He fell to me. He fell to me.
Big old Christmas bow on it and everything, bro. Okay. This is him bragging about his championship right now. Okay. So
yeah.
Gibbs got 80 yards and 2 touchdowns this past week, in addition to 4 catches for 20 yards. So just been phenomenal in the backfield, and he's pretty overtaken David Montgomery, which is not how it was earlier this year. Put it that way.
Fact. Do you think it's because the pass protection? That's
I
usually
don't know.
Rookie
I mean, it happened after the injury, right? Montgomery went out with an injury. He missed 2-3 games or whatever. Yeah. And now the split is a little bit more in Gibbs' favor, where it was not before he went out for injury. So,
do you guys see it being a Belko back later?
I mean, it's just a Detroit backfield. It seems like they're just a 2 running back system. Like,
I think it's always going to be a bigger guy to roll along with them.
Gotcha.
That's what I would do if I was a coach, but
you got both of them. You got one in free agency, and you traded Swift away and got some capital, and then drafted this guy, Gibbs. So,
so Kyle, what do you expect to see from the offense of Detroit?
I mean, yeah, it's just so close. It's like 15 rushes, 4 catches, so he's 19 touches compared to Montgomery's. What is that? Oh no, it's 19 and 19 even. So they literally both had 19 touches. You never really know where it's going. I think that plays to their advantage. I feel like this game might be tough, man. Dallas is so tough at home. They just like don't lose at home this season. I don't know what's going on in Dallas. But yeah, I just feel like, last week watching them playing against Minnesota, everything was going right for him. I feel like Goff might have heard Cam Newton and his little talk about that. Did y'all hear what Cam Newton said?
No.
No.
What do you think?
Oh man, Cam Newton called out like a handful of quarterbacks and said they are game managers. These are not playmakers. They're not going to win you games.
What?
They are just game managers. You know who one of those quarterbacks was? It was Jared Goff.
Wow.
The next week, the very next week, he came out and threw for 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. I feel like he heard that, and his team has been balling out. They've been, they put up 34 last week, 30-something points. They clinched the division, and Goff's probably just sitting there smoking a cigar, like laughing, watching Cam, outside, looking for a job.
I was okay with everything you said, except for clinch the division.
Oh. Tim, don't worry, man. Our time is coming. Our time is coming
right.
very soon, sooner than later. So
yeah,
but
He just
no, man. Jared Goff came back and heard what Cam Newton said, and he's just been playing like a man possessed. He's not turning the ball over anymore. Man, like it's like he heard what Cam Newton was saying. He's like, "Oh, you think I'm a game manager? I'm gonna throw for 5 touchdowns. I'm gonna come out the next week. I'm gonna clinch a division. Here I am, sitting at 11-4."
I would honestly go ahead and just say Goff is better than Newton anyway.
Yeah,
I'm at the end of the careers, Goff probably going to end up being way better than Newton. So
Cam had a few great seasons, but Goff has been good, and he's had a couple that have been great. But he's been good and great longer, and he's going to have so much more accolades by the time it's all said and done.
Does he have an MVP award?
No. But does he have the memory of you not getting on the ball? And wasn't that the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he lost the Super Bowl too.
He lost the Super Bowl because he didn't want to dive on the ball.
Both of them lost the Super Bowl though.
Okay,
that's true.
Both lost. It's almost like we're hanging in-season banners around here or something. In-season tournament winning game.
I will say that as someone who grew up in Los Angeles and is a Laker fan.
Yeah,
that banner should not be in the rafters. I'm sorry. I agree wholeheartedly, Tim.
Yes.
I saw Shaq say something. He said, all the banners that are gold are championship banners. They threw up this black banner for the in-season. That's stupid, man. You do not hang a banner for an in-season tournament. I know it's the first one, and it's going to be an inaugural thing, whatever.
Yeah,
I disagreed with them hanging a banner, so I'm on your side on that one, Tim.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And my whole joke is that Dale was bragging about winning the, he's talking about how trash I am and losing all the time. And he was number one going into the playoffs, and then, now he's out. So like my joke is that he's got his own little stupid end season banner at the house. Maybe I'll buy you one, Dale, with the winnings I get.
Let's talk about Dallas. Okay, and the reason I'm out of the playoffs right now is Dak Prescott, who is QB2. He completed 253 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. He didn't do that when I had him in the playoff game, though. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver 1. He got 118 yards, 1 touchdown, and he got 2 carries for 14 yards. Too bad he didn't do that the week that I needed him to do that. It put up some fantasy points so I can move on to the playoffs. Now I got to listen to Tim BS. So, Tim, what do you have to say about Dallas?
Go Dallas. I'm sorry, Dale. I'm gloating today. I probably got to stop. So, yeah, man, Dallas is looking good. Last week they looked great. This is going to be a high scoring game. Their defense is probably, two steps better than Detroit's defense is. So I'm looking for Dallas to definitely be scoring way more points. But yeah, Brandon Cooks, he he hauled in both of his targets for 14 yards and 1 touchdown. Also
he got that touchdown, Tim.
He got that touchdown.
Remember you lost that Brandon Cooks bet? Remember that?
I did lose that. I lost that. That was the dumbest bet I ever made in my life, Dale. That was the dumbest bet I've ever made in my life.
That's right. I remember.
Was that your voice?
No, it's from South Park.
Oh, it feels like you make all of your sound bites in your bathroom when you're pooping.
No.
Straight up South Park. Yep.
South Park. It's probably somebody's recording their TV, and they got soundbite up there, so that's what it is.
Works out. But Jake Ferguson too, man. Jake Ferguson's looking good, dude.
Yeah, man. That loads of tight ends, bro.
He does. So, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's pick this game. We have Detroit at Dallas. Dallas is a 6-point favorite. The Cowboys have won the last 6 meetings versus the Lions, dating back to 2015.
See, that's a junk data.
It's all data. It's all true.
It's true. I know.
Now we're gonna pick games. Kyle, who you got?
Minus the junk data that plays no. No, I got Dallas at home. They play too well at home, and Detroit's defense sucks. They're so bad. They suck very bad.
All right, Tim, who you got?
I got I'm going Detroit +6, man. Because I don't think Dallas can win this game by more than 6.
Interesting.
Dallas might win this game. But I think Detroit might win this game, but I don't think Dallas can win this game by more than 6 personally. So I'm with Detroit +6.
Okay. So Dallas is at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
6 points is a lot. And Detroit's, they're still playing well. Jameson Williams has been his targets have been creeping up.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So really?
He is becoming more of a fantasy target. And I am predicting that he is going to have a good game. He's finally going to get in the end zone. Going to get you double digits this week. That's my prediction for Jameson Williams.
Beer bet.
You want to bet that he doesn't get a touchdown?
You want to bet that, Tim?
No. You beer bet it. Just beer bet it. It's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen, you gotta take a beer bet. You gotta take a shot. You're making the beer bet to the shot.
Oh. Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Right.
You know what?
Okay, I'll write this down.
Yeah, I'll do it. I got enough in here. Let's do it.
All
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right, there you go.
Because I actually have St. Brown starting on a Super Bowl team, so I'm really, really pulling. I have St. Brown and Laporta. I feel like I have to sit one or the other. I got like Evans I could throw in there. I got somebody else maybe. It's tough starting both Lions against a Dallas team. I don't know. But yeah, I'll take it against you, Jameis Williams.
Okay. Jameson Williams, anytime touchdown.
Anytime touchdown. Okay, cool.
Anytime touchdown. That's it? I thought you said 50 yards or some crap.
Yeah, you said double digits. That's like, what, 40 yards and a touchdown?
Is that it? Is that what we're doing?
No, we're doing anytime touchdown. That's what we're doing.
Oh, well, then don't say you give me like a lady at church with the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing anytime touchdown. I'll very clear.
All right.
All right. That's the best bet then. If I can find the sounder, where is it at? Oh my God.
I got him in 2 this season, Kyle.
I honest to God feel like I need to make something happen. I started St. Brown and Laporta last week. St. Brown came through. Laporta had like what? It was like 4 catches. Uh, Laporta
Daddy.
three catches for 18 yards. So he almost ruined me. Almost ruined my semifinals.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, Patty?
What's up, Patty? I was thinking about her earlier. I was like, man, I hope Patty pops on the show so I can make fun of Dale in front of her.
that's our number one fan.
Okay, let me make my pick. I'm going to take Detroit plus a 6 for this game. So yeah, that's my bet. Detroit plus a 6. And for me and Kyle, we got Jameson Williams anytime touchdown.
Best bet.
There we go.
All
right.
Pick,
Hmm?
What was your pick?
What was my pick? Oh, I took Dallas to cover that 6 points. I think they win by 7.
I got you. Okay.
Okay. We got a question. Garrett Wilson Thursday night or hold off for Addison or KJ Osborne?
Ooh. As someone
Wilson.
starting Cleveland defense on tomorrow night, I liked what I saw from KJ Osborne last week, but is that enough to propel him over Jordan Addison?
Dude, I got Wilson at 29, and I actually have Osborne ranked way higher than Addison. Osborne's at 42, and then Addison was actually 87 because he's got the injury, ankle injury right now.
Mm-hmm. And Justin Jefferson is back. So
Justin Jefferson at 2.
Who? That's a question. Who's the Vikings' backup tight end?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'd know that.
I mean, he had to have come in. Do we have any Lions or Vikings fans that were watching the game last week?
I'll get it.
Just 1 minute. Dale likes to be fans of anybody in Green Bay.
I'm seeing Josh Oliver too.
Yeah.
Josh Oliver
as the tight end 35 in standard scoring. Jesus, it's rough.
Is he on my list?
I'm kind of thinking not Garrett Wilson. For me, I'm looking at KJ Osborne still. With him and Jetta's doing what they're doing as that 1-2, I feel like Addison kind of took a step back once Jefferson came back. I don't know why. Maybe it's just Mullen's preference. It's just kind of the offense that he runs. Could be a number of reasons.
Okay.
Mullins is ranked high for the week. I think he was like 13, by the way.
Yeah, I'd say go with Osborne out of these guys.
Mullins ranked 10th on the week. So there's going to be some points, some yards going somewhere. But Wilson's still 29th. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Would you take Dak over 16.5 rushing yards?
I do. I mean, like those little scrambles that Dak has, I do like that. I like him to pick that up on maybe like 1 or 2. Like it's but no, against Detroit's defense, I'm saying like hell yeah, over 16.5. I like Dallas to score a lot of points.
Smash that over, fam.
53.5, man. Come on. That's a lot of points on the board.
Yeah. I like Dak over.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah. All the time. I make fun of Dell in front of everybody. Especially when Patty's around.
Oh, this is my boy Sanchez. This is one of the OGs. This is the big dogs right here.
All right, he needs 2.
All right. Henry.
Derrick Henry, DK Metcalf, or Nico Collins.
Well, Henry's down for 1 touchdown pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
I mean, it's like honestly, I know we play in PPR leagues. I know this is a PPR league. I'm thinking just, as much as it sucks, man, sit Derrick Henry. He's too unreliable. He's going to get you 1 week where he comes out and has 15 points, whatever. And then he comes out the next week and he has 15 yards.
Man,
so it's like
unreliable.
I'm thinking easily DK and Nico Collins, especially if CJ Stroud comes back. Oh my God.
Yeah. CJ Stroud to be back. Definitely Collins. DK has been iffy, but he does have Geno Smith returning. So maybe that bumps him up.
Yeah.
Well, I got Derek and DK negligible, so it's whichever one you feel more comfortable with on those two. And then Nico's about 1.5 points behind. So
So you would say, Derrick Henry and DK Metcalf?
Yeah, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. I think they're both going to be roughly the same points at the end of the day.
Well, you're starting 2 out of these 3, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I wasn't doing that English thing.
Yep. It's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sit the Henry.
I'm thinking sitting Henry. I'm kind of bitter. We had a game. It was the BS and Beer Dynasty, and I needed to win, and I'm in. And we had that Monday nighter where it was 2 games going on, and Henry just decides to score 2 touchdowns and really ruin my night and get me out of the playoffs. So I'm a little bitter, especially the week after he puts up 10 yards, 10, 15 yards total. So sit him, man.
No doubt. We're seeing the end of Henry, by the way.
Yep.
This is the end.
Yeah,
Although I think he still has 1 good year left in him if he goes to a good team, I think he'll still be okay.
Like the Patriots, if you went there.
No, don't go to the Patriots, Derrick Henry.
No, a good team.
Don't go to the Patriots.
Got you.
So not the Saints or the Packers either.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, let's pick this next game. We've got Miami at Baltimore. Baltimore is a 3.5 point favorite. The total is 47. All right, Kyle, let's look at Miami. Have you been looking at Miami on Hard Knocks in season, Kyle?
I have not watched any of it yet. I want all the episodes to come out and then binge it, but at the same time, you're seeing
it's interesting
clips.
when it's in season, though, Kyle. It's really interesting because you kind of see what happened on the game and then look at it on Hard Knocks, and then you kind of get what the coach has been saying on the sideline and what the players talk about in practice. It's kind of cool. Look at it.
He likes all that in season kind of things.
Yeah, I like the inside stuff.
In-season tournaments, you mean?
In-season tournaments, winner of the in-season. Is that right, Dale?
Oh, yeah. By the way, Sanchez is a huge Pats fan and has been a diehard Pats fan my whole life.
Hey,
so.
All right. Yeah.
Listen, the Saints murdered y'all, bro. Problems. Problems, bro.
He's watch out. Then Dale throws another punch from the back.
Let's be real, fam.
Yeah. One of my all-time favorite memories is being at his house for Super Bowl, whatever it was. I was at his house for Seahawks Patriots, and I was standing right next to him when Malcolm Butler came in and picked it off at the goal line. He starts crying his eyes out. I'm all happy. I picked the Patriots to it. It was crazy. That was one of my all-time favorite memories.
Heartbreaking
of him. I loved it. That was seriously such a fun time to be, at a Patriots fan's house watching the Super Bowl. Wild stuff, man.
I too love it when Dale sucks at something.
Yeah.
You know, when my friend is feeling the most pain, I love that. Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
We'll have to live stream these guys together.
But let's talk Miami though, man. But yo, the in season Hard Knocks is very interesting. Mike McDaniel as a coach, that dude is very unique. Like
Yeah.
they've got like a basketball goal in their meeting room where all the seats are. On the bottom, that's like the basketball floor and stuff. It's crazy, dude.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Tua Tagovailoa, QB 11. He completed 24 passes for 293 and 1 touchdown against Dallas. Man, like that's pretty good. And came out with the dub. And again, it's good to see the Hard Knocks because you get to see them talk about, hey, we got to focus on this, focus on that, focus on this, and then it works out for them. You know, it was pretty good episode, man. Like the coach was like, I hope it comes down to the fourth quarter in the last minute, and everybody else on the team was like, no, hell no.
And look at what happened.
Yeah, man. So we saw Mostert get in for another touchdown. I want to say he's got a Dolphins record for scoring touchdowns. He's RB13. And Tyreek Hill, amazing wide receiver 3. He got 99 yards. Just looking dominant. You can see all through the game what the coaches are saying, how he's feeling, his lead up to the game and everything. I can't recommend Hard Knocks high enough. Watch Hard Knocks. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it sooner or later for sure.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts here, Kyle?
My thoughts about Tua are so negative and so poor lately. I feel like the game against Tennessee, that Monday nighter, there was the Green Bay and New York game was also on, but I was focused on Miami. I needed Miami pull up some points, and I just feel like it's just so many wide open receivers that he's just like it just like amazes me, like how many times he's missing wide open targets. And like we'll give him like the benefit of the doubt. Tyreek Hill is the fastest man alive. I get that. But at the same time, like it's just like so depressing to be like, he's projected QB 11 this week, even against a Baltimore team who we just saw on Christmas just absolutely handle San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're still putting him as a QB 11 after all the things we see and him going up against Baltimore. That's just like, to me, it's crazy. He's constantly projected way too high. He's had, we were talking about it not too long ago where he's either top 5 QB or he's bottom 5 QB. And I really need him to be more consistent. I'm sitting here with him in my starting lineup in a Super Bowl, and I'm like, I have Geno Smith on the bench. Geno Smith's going against Pittsburgh, and even that, I do not trust Tua for a second. I don't want to lose my Super Bowl because Tua can't hit an open receiver. You're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities. There's not going to be a whole lot of open receivers against Baltimore, man. You have to hit them when they're open, and I just don't trust him. And I'm so worried to start him. I feel like, do I start Geno over him? Do I just go on the waiver wire? Do I just pick up Mullins or somebody and just just wing it? At this point, I don't know what to do. But Tua just driving me insane, man.
I
didn't know you have it.
Yeah, I was looking at his final 4 games, 20 points, 17 points, 12 points, 26 points. So that's the kind of inconsistency, Kyle's complaining about here. So I understand what you're saying, Kyle.
And I don't know what league you're looking at where those numbers are coming from, because I'm starting him on a standard scoring league, and they are not like last week. He got me 15. which is like a good game for Tua. That's like that's where we're at. Like he's not like able to produce the way he should be producing. I don't know what to do about it. Like, do I start him and just say, screw it? I'm going all out. I don't want to risk, having him go off for like 23 points against Baltimore. I don't know.
I was looking at the scoring from the BS and Bear Dynasty League. That's what I was looking at.
Okay.
I guess I'm assuming you guys got 4-point touchdowns for passes.
4-point touchdowns for passes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Most teams do 6-point touchdowns for passes. That's kind of like the half PPR for quarterbacks to make them equal to running backs. But I want to say, though, I didn't realize you're going through such a hard time, Kyle. I'm here for you, man.
I know. And
I'm your in-season Thunder buddy. All right. When the Thunder's coming down in season, I'm here for you.
Tim, you both are. Both of you guys are my go-tos. Like I go to you guys for advice. I bring to you my problems. I just this one I feel like it's at the end of the season. I have no idea what to do, and I don't want to bring my problems to you guys. I'm sitting on Tua against Baltimore in a Super Bowl, and I'm like, what the hell do I do?
I got Mullins ranked 10th. I got Tua ranked 12th.
Where you got Geno Smith on that list?
And I got Geno 17th. So I got Mullins at 23 points, 22.9. I got Tua at 21.6. And then I got Geno at 19.1. So, I mean if you're uncomfortable with something, sometimes moving to a guy who seems more comfortable or more steady might end up being the choice,
Mullins is by no means steady. Let's be real. He's had one game where he balled out against Detroit's crappy secondary.
Thank you, Kyle.
I'm just rolling with it. The reason why I'm also saying Mullins is because we suspended J.R. Alexander, our number one quarterback. We suspended him for this game.
Okay, there you go.
So we're going to start two. We're going to start one of two. We're going to start one of 2 7th-round picks.
Wow,
little nugget there.
Look at this. The Packers fan coming
right there, Tim.
I look, man. Hey, look, I picked up Mullins. I told you earlier I picked up Mullins for a reason, man. I ain't stupid. I got my holes, but I picked up Mullins. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have that. I'm not gonna have Mullins go off against me in my championship.
Yeah.
So
okay. There you go.
There you go.
But it's ballsy to go pick up a quarterback and start him in your championship. So
it's like, but you look at these Yahoo leagues, Derek Carr and Nick Mullins are the 2 most added quarterbacks in this league.
But yeah, this year has been the year of the backup quarterback. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
there's also Flacco on the board, but he's playing the Jets. That's a terrible. That's worse than worse than Baltimore. You don't start quarterbacks against the Jets necessarily.
I got Flacco below Geno, so he's an option if you don't have nothing. But like, if you got Mullins on the board, go grab him.
I'm sitting here looking at it. Tim.
What the hell are we right now, man?
drop Geno, and get Mullins, and then you can make a decision later. You got to pick the dude up though and get him out of the.
I had we gotta wake up from. It's one of those leagues that I plan out my defenses ahead of time, so I have 3 defenses, and I'm starting Cleveland tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, the Browns against the Jets. They are my Super Bowl starting defense. Like it's over with. That's what we're doing.
Doug got too high. He's on the warp speed over here.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, where the hell am I? We telling people to start Mullins in the championship game.
Oh, damn. Like, I'm just saying,
Where the hell am I right now? Dude. All right. Let's look at the Baltimore side here, Tim. An actual starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson. QB4. He completed 23 passes, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns. He added 45 yards on the ground as well. Zay Flowers, we've seen him emerge 9 catches, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm also seeing Isaiah Likely, because of the injury to Andrews. He gets 56 yards from on the tight end position. How do you like the Baltimore passing game now since it's toward the end of the season? Earlier in the season, it was very slow.
Dude, dull, boring, early season.
Mm-hmm.
I like it now, but I've got one name that I'm missing in this, and that's Bateman.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's nowhere in here.
I have no more hope for Bateman. This is my thoughts on Bateman here. Let me find it. Dang on it. There it is.
Well, I want to bring up. I texted Sam earlier today about that one of those trades that you hate that I made with him.
Okay.
A long time ago.
I mean, last week in particular, 1 catch on 4 targets for 14 yards.
So I traded him. I traded Sam 2 years ago. I traded away Hopkins. I traded away Evans. I got Bateman, Tony, and Hawkinson 2 years ago. And I've now dropped Tony. I'm about to drop Bateman. And if Hawkinson did not make out, I'd be like, that trade would have been toast, man.
Yeah, but the bad part about that trade at the time was you giving away. You've taken all these old players, and you giving them all these young ones. What are you doing?
I was taking his young ones, and he wanted older play. He wanted. That's
what I'm saying.
Players.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But they didn't make out, Dale. You were mad about something, and it didn't make out. Luckily, Hawkinson got traded away.
Yeah, at the time, Bateman was a top, rookie receiver. Like, he was a hot name.
It meant Tony. Tony was on
especially Tony. Yeah, especially Tony.
Yeah. But look at him now. You were mad then, and you were all like, don't trade with Tim. But it didn't make out for me. That trade did not make out.
Things changed, Tim. Yeah, things change.
And you know what? I looked up shit. I got to look at it now, too, because I traded Travis Kelce away, and I got some crap for Travis Kelce, and I've dropped every player that I traded for Travis Kelce away now. So I gave Travis Kelce to Chris for free.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway,
okay, well,
that's one of my rants I wanted to bitch
about.
about.
How about that? Give me a player for free. How about that?
I only did that for Chris.
Okay.
Got me bitching about everything. So Zay Flowers is looking hot on this team. I like him a lot. All right. He had 13 targets for 72 yards and a touchdown. And Lamar with Andrews out, he's looking to be Zay Flowers is number 1 target. And then likely to probably be a number 2 for me. And yeah.
I mean,
they're not
OBJ will pop up
lot.
every now and then and just hit you for a deep one.
Dude, I don't trust that. I trust OBJ as much as Kyle trusts Tua.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not consistent.
He's not. But likely he's been a good substitute. I want to see what's going to move forward with Baltimore's offense here because somebody's going to have to take the reins from Andrews. He's getting old now. I think we're seeing the beginning of the end for Andrews.
It's a new contract.
Dude, just because that's the worst time to have a player.
But he's old and he's a diabetic, so
yeah, we hate diabetes.
Shots and stuff, Yeah.
Is he really?
And Mark Andrews, yeah, I saw the thing. He's like, got the whole insulin. He's got the kit, and he's like in between like drives and stuff. Like sometimes you got to, take a little shot.
He's probably type 1, man.
No, he's so old. He's got to be taking pads on the side in the game. Keep him alive.
Man's been doing that his whole life, man.
Probably so.
Yeah, man. He just signed I'm sorry. Well, they do have a potential out. Okay, but he did just sign a new contract. So 24 is potential out. They can go with 11 million in dead cap money and cut him. and send him on
Yeah.
his way. But we'll see. So
He's
I guess
old
it's
though.
possible that he can get cut. He's 27.
30. Okay.
He's
Mark
27.
Andrews
He's not
is
as old.
27.
Yes, he's
I thought
27.
he was
Wow,
30.
holy shit.
I really thought he was 30.
Mm-mm.
Dang.
He's 27.
It's like
So
24 in
I-
tight end years.
I honestly see him coming back and them not taking his dead cap of 11 million. That's what I see happening. So you want to beer bet that?
That's a me. That's
That's
a
a long
beer
beer
bet.
bet. That's a long one.
That's one. It's got to be like higher stakes because it's like such a long beer bet. It's got to be like 3 shots in one show.
Okay, I'll bet you a bottle of a bird dog. How about that?
Oh, got to drop it off at the house.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
All right.
If Mark Andrews gets cut this offseason, I will deliver a bottle of bird dog to you.
Do I got to deliver another bottle of bird dog to you? You just try to squeeze me out of some bird dog. Yes.
There you go.
I'm going to
Make
go
the
buy
bet.
that now, but it wouldn't last. All right. I'll make the bet. I'll make the bet.
There you go. All right, Kyle. Put that on the board, Kyle.
All right.
Got it.
I've seen what he's doing. He's got me spending all my winnings on him. All my championship.
As well, huh?
Best bet.
All right, there we go. All right, let's pick this game. Miami is at Baltimore. Baltimore is a 3.5-point favorite. And the Ravens have won the last 2 meetings versus the Dolphins dating back to 2021. Tim, who you got?
Man, dude, look. I got Miami, man. I think they're going to win the game. I think they're going to win flat out. I'm going to take the points also. So, Kyle.
Miami money line.
Tim, what'd you do on Christmas, man?
Me?
Tim, what were you doing on Christmas? What were you doing on Christmas? Because I know you weren't watching the last game on Christmas. The Monday nighter. I know you weren't watching that game. What were you doing?
I picked up my son from the airport. I picked up my son from the airport, and they had the Golden State game on. And I was not going to ask that waitress at Christmas who refused to serve me a beer because the bartender called in sick.
Oh my God! Where did you go?
Yeah.
What?
The Chili's restaurant inside the airport. I was picking up my son.
Oh.
God. That's terrible.
So yeah, you didn't watch the Baltimore San Francisco game, is what you're saying.
I did not get to watch it. You're right.
Whew. Yeah, I got Baltimore by a lot of points. Like two touchdowns. Tua sucks, man. I'm not gonna start him. Maybe I will start Mullins, man. Maybe I'll start Geno. I don't know, but I like the thought of starting Tua against that Baltimore defense. Just makes me want to shoot myself. So
all right, hey, look, I got a double beer bet for you. We're just beer betting all this. All right, you gonna do Baltimore by Tua touchdowns?
Oh, okay. Give me Baltimore by double digits. There you go. How about that?
Oh, that's only 10 though.
Okay, Baltimore by 12.
All right,
13.
Baltimore by 12.
Okay.
Baltimore by 12. You got me. All right, Baltimore by 12. All right, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Insane, Kyle.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Baltimore.
Write it down, Dale.
By 12. Baltimore by a dozen. There you go. All right.
My God.
Best bet.
They're fine tonight.
This is insane right here. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look at the Shiners holiday cheer kicking in.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. I guess that's what it is.
I can't get my screen reflection off of here. So, I can't get the screen reflection off of there.
Yeah.
Shiner holiday cheer.
Oh goodness. All right. Tell me who you got then.
Oh, I'm taking Miami plus 3.5.
Okay.
Isn't that what I said? That's what I said.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I got Baltimore. You're the tiebreaker, Dale.
Okay. Give me Baltimore minus a 3.5 here. I think they will take care of business at home.
Really?
Yeah, because they're playing at home.
By a dozen.
Well, then, Dale, you got to throw a shot down on the beer bet. The Baltimore's going to minus 3.5. You going to call it?
I am also bad at pick'em.
But you got a lot of bird dog you got to drink now.
And we still got another game to go, man. Like,
right.
we're gonna have too many beer bets by the time we get to the last game.
I just want people to get drunk.
Hey, look, some of us, like Dale said earlier, some of us don't have work tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go. Those people.
I don't have work tomorrow. So.
Meet me at 4:00.
That's what. Yeah, our friend Rhonda texted us and said meet her at 4. We were like 5. That was like 5. I get off work at 4.
All right. The big game.
Game of the week.
The big game. New Orleans versus. New Orleans at Tampa Bay here. Tampa is a 2.5 point favorite. So let's talk about the Tampa side here, Tim. Your guy Baker Mayfield, QB10. Didn't you pick him up in a couple leagues here, Tim?
I had him in the BS and Beer League for a long time. I was streaming, and then I dropped him, and somebody else picked him up, and all that crap, dude.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, it was a bad story, but yeah, Baker's been pretty good this season with Tampa Bay. He's bringing them back a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
and
he's smart because he throws the ball to Mike Evans, and Mike Evans is ranked the wide receiver 7. He got 86 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. Really, really, really good season for him, especially in a year where you assumed he was going to take a dip in production and be that old guy. So.
And I want to say that I want to throw this part out here about Mike Evans' contract. Okay. During the Tom Brady era, he took a pay cut so that they could bring in talent to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and he's still on those contracts from taking a pay cut, even though they're stinking and not being competitive enough. You know, and so I mean that's just the team player he is. I think he should get a props for that. We need a cheer. Is there a cheer thing?
No. The intern didn't put one of those on the board.
All right. I'll tell Breeze to go beat the intern.
So, we got Tiny Craig, I guess. You can throw in some Tiny Craig.
There you go. There you go. Tiny Craig. We got one of those. There you go.
Yeah, but hey, look, man, grab yourself a dart and throw it at the map and find Chris Godwin, because you know what? He's nowhere to be found these days, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly. You know, I thought he was going to be the heir apparent to Mike Evans for a lot of years, like 2 years in a row. You know, you're getting told
Mike Evans ain't dead yet.
I mean, he's streaking right now. He's got 3 straight with double-digit targets. It's got to be like accounted for something, right?
Yeah. And then what about their tight end? What's that? Cade Otton.
You
know, 1 target, 7 yards.
Well,
you know, if you're not, has Baker ever liked his tight ends? And Njoku was dry during those time frames whenever Baker
not
Brown.
Not that I can think of. Nothing off the top of my head. I just feel like he hasn't played well enough to support a tight end.
Back in Oklahoma, he had Mark Andrews.
Oh, really? Wow. What a small world.
He knew how to use them then. So.
All right.
Okay. Let's look at the New Orleans side here, Kyle. Alvin Kamara did absolutely nothing. 9 carries, 19 yards. He caught 5 passes for 13 yards. Just did nothing. Chris Olave seems to be the only consistent fantasy player you can rely on from New Orleans. He is ranked as the wide receiver 8. What do you think about the New Orleans offense here, Kyle?
Well, I mean, it depends. Really, the only offense that we put up is when we're down by 2-3 scores.
And we get into 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like Greg's, trying to. Anytime that we're talking about Derek Carr, he's throwing out stats. Craig, he told me this one thing. He was like, Derek Carr has been fine. Okay. He's been fine. Like he's, this and that. And I'm like, dude, we didn't pay him to be fine. And I was so adamant, like Craig, no. He's not, we don't want him to be fine. We want him to come in and be good and be great and win a division and get us into a deep playoff run because you have talent around you that's not going to be there in 3 or 4 years. They're going to be retired, doing God knows what. They're not going to be on this team. So, that's the one thing. He needs to win now, and it's dude, you can't get a solid game out of him, and it's all only coming from down 2 scores. He's coming back. Oh, he's marching us back in this game. No, man, it's they're in a prevent defense. No wonder he's tearing them up. So, man, if you could tell, I'm very stressed out about Derek Carr. Cassandra, my better half, actually sent me something that said this guy wore a used car for sale.
Yeah.
That was great. That was wonderful.
I my used cars.
Yeah, used car for sale, and they put the used above his name and then the sale at the bottom. It was great.
Amazing.
Yeah, man, I'm still just sitting here, we're facing the Tampa team that's probably gonna roll us. They were up 30-0 on the Jags, last week, and we're going in. We're not looking good, man. It's just probably about to get eliminated from the playoffs, and we're sitting here dude, we just paid this quarterback to come in and win right now. We want him to be good. We want him to be great. And he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. No, man, come in and be good. Come in and win us some games. That 2 games, if you could have won us an extra 1 or 2 games, we'd be right where we needed to be, and we'd be right in the hunt. But no, here we are, 7-8, about to get eliminated if we lose. So,
wonder if Cam Newton said something bad about him.
I'm sure he's not even on the radar, man. He's not even up there with those quarterbacks. The quarterbacks he's talking about is Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff. Those are quarterbacks that are winning football games. So Derek Carr ain't even on the list. He ain't even in the realm of those guys.
Yeah, that's where we are, Kyle.
Yep, so, I'm bitter. You can tell. I'm bitter. I'm bitter. I finished a couple drinks, man. It's just,
Yeah,
I'm just,
How's that candy cane whiskey though, Dale?
It's smooth. It's still smooth. I'm loving this stuff, Tim.
yeah. All right.
Let's pick this game. New Orleans is at Tampa Bay. Tampa is a 2.5-point favorite, and the Saints have lost the last 3 previous games versus the Bucks. So
since when?
I am the last 3 times we played them. We played them
2005.
We play them every year.
No.
So dating back to this year when we lost some earlier this year. Yes.
Yeah. I was just saying your next gen stats all the other times were since 2007. Yeah.
So I will pick the Bucks. Kyle, who you got?
You're taking the Bucks 2.5?
2.5.
We have lost the last 3 times.
Jesus.
Did you lose by 2.5?
I don't know.
Tim, it's 2.5 points. That's a field goal. What?
It's a field. The point spread is a field goal spread, but I don't think it's all right. Go ahead. What do you got, Kyle?
I mean, dude, I just I don't see us winning this game. It's just like last week. The Rams are hot. They're rolling. They're playing well. Their defense is playing well enough. Their offense is putting up a bunch of points, and ours we're not not even close to where they're at. And what happened? We were getting blown out. Man, 2.5 points. That's nothing. I honestly think it should be Tampa by I would say 6.5.
What?
That should be more of an accurate spread. I know it's only 8-7 versus 7-8, but it seems like a lot farther to me.
Yep.
Wow.
I got Tampa by a field goal.
Look, I love you guys.
We love you too, Tim.
All right. I love you too, Tim. Look, I love you guys. I feel that you're down. All right. Saints fans, I feel y'all. You know, you're down right now. You know, down and out. Dale's got the football going on. You know, he's not feeling great about his team at this time of year, but I'm telling you right now, I'm in it.
There we go.
I think Saints going to win this game.
What?
Wow.
I think the
There you
Saints
go,
gonna win.
Tim. Saints
right,
are going to win. You heard
Why
it.
why am I on the opposite side of this? You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
Kyle. Why is
You
Tim the
know?
only one on that side?
I mean, gosh.
I
You know?
just want to say probably because he doesn't watch Saints games.
They watch this game.
All right, that's true.
That's why. This is
Probably
why.
because he doesn't watch them week in and week out like we do.
I feel like I'm over here like, yeah, Lassie. Oh yeah, Timmy's stuck in the whale. You know, like, oh yeah, we're gonna go eat him right now, Lassie. You know, dang. But I got the Saints plus 2.5. Man, I think you're gonna win, dude. Win by a field goal.
There we
I
go.
think y'all gonna win by a field goal.
Appreciate that, Tim.
I'm telling you what I'm thinking, man. Shoot, dude, I'm not here to make friends.
That's what I'm talking about. Tim. I love it. There you go.
All right,
There you go.
I didn't make it family. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
We got a horn sounder in there.
I know. We appreciate it. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's going to wrap up the show for this week. We appreciate everybody who submitted a comment and everything like that, like our friend Patty, who doesn't work tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah. So those people don't work tomorrow, Patty. Those people.
Yeah. Those people.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm actually going back to work tomorrow. So there
Yep.
you go.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go. All right. So with that being said, I have one last thing to say to you guys.
I hate you guys so very, very much.
That's right. And we are out.
Remember to follow us on social media at BS and Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.